Hello, hello, hello. We are finally at the tail end of our Let's Respec Everybody mini-series, which the longer that I do it, the more I think that I'm like, I'm going to screw myself into a corner here. But we're here with Maelle. So, first things first, we go through the weapons. Barrier Breaker, Steel Shields. Switch to Virtuoso Stance on breaking any shield. Good for when you generate shields. Hitting a marked enemy breaks all its shields. Can be marked beforehand? I don't know. Good, but not so good. Good for very specific situations. Double gradient generation while in defensive stance. If stanceless, base attack switches to defensive stance. Okay. 5% of gradient charge on parry. That's not terrible, because you have some combos that are like, 5 hits, that's going to give you a quarter of the bar straight up. Being able to generate gradient charge on their turn, not just your turn, that's not too bad. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Critical hits apply burn. Base attack applies 2 burn. Critical chance while stanceless. In defensive stance, gain 1 shield per parry. Lose all shields on turn start. Okay. Increase counter damage per shield. Ah. So if it's a combo and you go parry, 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 and then as a counter, you will then have 50% increased damage on that parry, and if you build into parrying shit, you can do some brutal damage on those parries. That's a good parry sword. I like that. I like the way that is. That sounds brutal. On turn start, if stanceless, switch to offensive. Fire skills cost less. 1 shield on switching to offensive stance. Okay. Dweenum? On defensive stance, gaining AP also gives 1 AP to allies. That's pretty sick. I like that. If stanceless, base attack switches to defensive stance. 1 AP on stance switch. Okay. Defensive stance, gaining AP also gives 1 AP to allies. That's if you wanted to lean on like defensive stance stuff, yeah. Phase 'em. In offensive stance, double the amount of burn applied. 50% increased burn damage. Base attack propagates burns. Base attack will burn everybody else. So I could do this. Set it to offensive stance and then have her on like free shot. Basically do what I've already done to Verso, but for her. Because it would probably work better. Anyway. Glazem. Yeah, it's like a fire poker. Glazem. Allies recover 20% health on switching to Virtuoso Stance. Gain Shell when switching out of Virtuoso Stance. And then cleanse self status effects when switching to Virtuoso Stance. Okay. So, switching to Virtuoso Stance would be pretty good. Gain Shell when switching out. Yeah. Switch to Virtuoso Stance on counter-attack, apply 5 burn on counter-attack, and then 50% increase counter damage per shield. So with this, we'd want to generate a lot of shields. Through other means, I guess. Lithium. In Virtuoso Stance, hitting a marked enemy doesn't remove mark. Switch to Virtuoso Stance on counter-attack. Gain Shell when switching out of Virtuoso Stance. Yeah, so it's like the other one. Melarum. Allies recover 20% health on switching to Virtuoso. Applies Shell when health is above 80%. Interesting. Switch to Virtuoso Stance when health falls below 50%. Huh. So when her health drops below 50%, everybody else gains 20% health. It's interesting. Interesting. On turn start, if stanceless, switch to defensive stance. Double break damage. Support skills cost 1 less AP. Switch to Virtuoso Stance. Well, that's not really... Switch to virtuoso stance on breaking any shields. Free aim shots break 2 shields. In virtuoso stance, all damage pierces shields. Wait, so if something has 3 shields, you shoot at it once, break 2 shields, and then you're fucked. Okay. Apply burn on self on turn start. 10% increased damage for each self-burn stack. Base attack applies 2 burn. While in defensive stance, receive heal instead of burn damage. So you want to be in defensive stance as much as possible, because you'll just be healing. Enverimum. Good morning, Albatross. If stanceless, base attack switches to offensive stance. Counterattacks applied defenseless. 50% critical chance while in offensive stance. It's fine. I like this. Burn self-status effects when switching to virtuoso stance. Allies recover 20% health when switching to virtuoso stance. Like, that's cool and all. One shield per parry, lose all shields on turn start. 20% increased light damage with skills. 50% increased counter damage per shield. I think we make her... You'd really lean into making her a parry god. I feel that sort of like really puts her in a very specific niche is the only thing. What's the other void one? This one. Hitting marked enemy doesn't remove mark. Switch to virtuoso stance on counter attack. Gain shell when switching out of virtuoso stance. They recover 20% health when switching to virtuoso stance, which you automatically do below 50% health. In offensive stance, double the amount of burn applied, 50% increased burn damage. Base attack propagates burn. You just make him like hard into burn. I don't want to spend the resources upgrading her stuff because she's got a bunch of different ones that are very flexible, I guess. Alright. 25% increased counterattack damage, sure. Radiant charge or counterattack, sure. Healing sense also apply shell, I guess. So. Double burn. Applying a burn stack, apply a second one. Well, double burns in support and in offensive. Or is it just... No, it is removing some. Healing fire, yes. Healing counter, sure. We kill, why not? Burn, 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 burn. Anything with burn. Not burning death. Have you remember? Oh, sure, enfeebling, no. Increase damage on burning targets. Energizing turn, healing mark, double mark, confident. Just one there was more burning stuff. Increase break damage on burning enemies, yes. Extra AP. Critical chance on burning enemies, yes. Augmented aim. Marking shots. Piercing shots, breaking shots. Dead energy. Augmented counter 2. Like lifesteal, I guess. Combo. Where is it? Combo attack. Ooh, we got 13 left. Point cost. Yeah, give a base attack and break. Then we got 3. So we've got... increase break damage on counter attack. Yeah, let's do that, I guess. Or... okay. Extreme single target fire damage. Stars of Mars, sword ballet, uses weapons element. Single target physical damage, and that can break, so that's a breaking move. Rain of Fire is good, Percy is good. Paralyze is the only one that's any different. Does she have... point. Does. Okay. Very high void damage to all enemies, 4 hits, also gives 35% of a gradient charge. That's kind of cool. Extreme single target void damage, 1 hit, removes self shields, and self-applies defenseless. I don't like that idea. High single target void damage, 5 hits, applies 1 burn per hit, damage increased for each burn on the target. That could be pretty cool. Reapplies current stance, gives more AP. Reduces health to 1, but refills all AP. Very high. Reduced AP cost for each attack parried since last turn. High single target, 1 hit, uses weapons element, increases damage to marked targets. Protects allies by taking damage in their place for 2 turns. Interesting. Single target void damage, 1 hit, remove self shields, no. Grab this. No, grab this. What do they cost? 5 and 7. Pretty cheap. Okay, I just need to remember that that exists. Alright, let's take it for a spin. I don't remember what I gave her, or what I'm supposed to be doing as far as how I play her. But we will see. Here we go.
On me.
Too early.
Let's dance.
Parried. Oh, we didn't change our stats because we didn't pick a weapon. You son of a bitch.
On me. Okay.
Parried.
This will hurt.
So I'm going to take one out of the equation.
Flames. Rain.
Ow.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, she doesn't have the auto res. Gotcha. Well, that's missing. Oh, shut up.
Let's dance.
Give a double kick.
On me.
Okay.
Flames. Rain.
Ah. Too early. I didn't equip that one. That's unfortunate.
Ready to go. Okay. This will hurt.
No. We do.
This will hurt. On me. Ready to parry.
Bam.
Let's dance.
Too early. Too early.
Let's dance. Blades sharp.
Okay, let's do this.
You can't escape. Let's spill some ink. Prepare for annihilation. That's better. On me.
Too early.
This will hurt. Flames. Rain.
Wow. That's game. But yes, her parries are brutal with break damage. I think that is intense. I like that. I like that a lot. This is just increased burn damage, propagate burn, etc, etc. This isn't even the parry sword. Apply shield when health is low. Which one was the parry one? Lithium? No, that switches to virtuos on that. Defensive stance? No. On defensive stance, gain 1 shield per parry, lose all shields on turn start. Increase light damage with skills. Plus 50% increased counter damage per shield. That's brutal. You know, let's do something really silly. That's void damage specifically. Like, does she have light skills? Does she even... There's a lot of void skills. Does she have light skills? Physical damage, void damage, fire damage. Physical. Fire, physical. Doesn't have fucking light damage. Increased light damage with skills. Is void just both? Is that how void works? Void is both. Fucks me. Also, I didn't have the, this attack. We'll check that on there for now. We can always switch it back. What's she got equipped? Chalium. That's the one, right? I'm not just... Okay. Parry god. What shit does that weapon have? Vitality and agility. Alright, interesting mix, I guess. Vitality. Agility. And, might, I guess. There we go. All right. And that's the augmented counter 2. Breaking counter. Taking any damage removes this buff. Could do that. That sounds sick. Empowering parry is 5. Healing counter. Get rid of attack lifesteal. And I'll do... I have 15 points, so I could do energizing parry, but... Powering parry to increase the damage. There was another something down here too, wasn't there? Oh yeah, healing parry. 5 more. Was perilous parry? Plus 1 AP on parry, but damage received is doubled. No. Critical chance if health is low. Increase break damage on critical hits. Let's do that. Try that. I'll try that. We'll give it one last spin. We'll give it one last spin because this will probably be the end of my stream for the day. And then we'll be done.
Let's dance. Okay. That's better.
Parried. Oh, nearly full on break.
Good. That's better.
Wow.
Blades sharpened.
Okay. Let's do.
Ready to go. Nice. On me.
Look at that break fill up.
Okay. Good.
Cool. Alright. Already filling up on gradient, which is even better. Extreme light damage for 5 hits.
This will hurt. Ready to go. Okay. Ready to go. Good. Good. Good.
Bam.
Time to hit big.
Alright. I can break him. Can't break both, but I can break him.
On me.
I'm on fire. 10 burnable enemies.
Flames. Rain. Okay. Nice. Nice.
Too early.
looking good.
Oh, really? The burn got her? I was like, she'll be right. She can't burn to death. She can. But I think that one's a bit of fun as well. Once I can adjust how much burn we're adding and all that sort of stuff. I think that'll be a lot of fun too. But Vodlings, that brings us to the end of this chapter. I know I said that we were going to be going to the manor, the flying manor, but oh well, we didn't. And these 5 episodes have all come out in pretty quick succession, so it's alright. I'm sure you'll live. We will be making some other tweaks and changes to them, obviously, in the future, and some of the moves will get switched out and whatever. But I wanted to upgrade everyone's weapons and change their base stats and stuff around. It's about time that we did that, so here we are. But if you're watching this tomorrow, 10 years from now, or long after I'm gone, you're awesome, and I am sure you'll hear from me again. Catch you in the next one. See ya.